I remember this one night in particular, I was feeling very negative about life. I was feeling like I had no prospects, like people didn't like me, everything was hard. I just remember feeling a lot worse than I normally do, and I started to kind of get in my head and start to like freak out about things. I felt timid and worried about decisions in my life, and I just wasn't sure where I was going at all. I started to feel this really pointlessness feeling come up, and I wonder if you've ever had a night like that, or a few days like that, where things feel down and you feel like you're out. I went to sleep and I woke up and I felt better. All these crazy thoughts coming through my mind, all this negativity, all this panic, all because I was tired, and it kind of reminded me that a bad day isn't necessarily a bad life. It's mostly to do with circumstances, with how your body's feeling, how your mind's feeling, what's going on in your life right now, and it's temporary. And it kind of made me think that maybe whenever we're feeling sad, whenever we're feeling down, it's not the big red emergency button time, but it's time to reset a little bit and maybe take a step back and think about what we need. Getting more in tune with the temporary bad days and feelings is probably one of the most important things I've ever learned that's helped my life for the better. Being able to recognize that that 1% of your life isn't necessarily applied to the 99%. The other 99% is one of the most invaluable skills you can have. It means you can snap yourself out of those kind of days and not go to extreme lengths when you are having those down times. To not allow those bad days to really color the rest of your week or month or whatever it is, you really need to understand yourself and understand what your conditions are. There's this quote I really love, and it says, "Your mood is not always a reflection of reality. Sometimes it's just a reflection of your blood sugar levels." And it's a bit silly, but it's true. Like sometimes you just need a bit of sleep. Me personally, if I don't have sleep, my ability to regulate my emotions just gets all out of whack. For some people it's food, for some people it's whatever it might be. So yeah, it's understanding what the patterns are of when you feel that like real negativity, and I bet that sleep is probably a big one for most people. When your body doesn't have optimal conditions, it doesn't function optimally. Like when you're cold, you're craving something warm. When you're hot, you're craving something cool. And when you're tired, you need rest. It's all these things that you sort of need, these optimal conditions to function. And so of course your mind is affected by those too. If you're not optimal in your life, if you're not eating optimally, if you're not exercising optimally, if you're having stressful situations in your family life or whatever it might be, of course you're not going to be functioning properly. Of course you're going to be having a bad day. And so why would you apply that to the rest of your life? Why would you think so long term, like you need a major reset just because you're in suboptimal conditions? You probably just need to sleep. You probably just need to eat something healthy. You probably just need a bit of a reset, a little bit of calmness in your life. My advice is to listen to the people that are around you when it comes to recognizing your patterns, because my family told me for years that I was angry when I was tired and I resisted it, and only as an adult I started to notice it more and more and see that they were right. And if only I would have listened, I could have seen that earlier, instead of all those nights of suffering, of wondering, of just thinking I was depressed just because I was tired, I wasn't sleeping properly. And the second part there is to remind yourself and have your conditions in the front of your mind when you are feeling down, asking yourself about those patterns. Am I tired? Are things going bad in my life right now? And start to sort of objectively explain to yourself why you might be feeling a certain way, and that inherently will melt away a bit of the anxiousness, or at least help you remember that it's all temporary, and then the next day you can come up refreshed. When you understand that there is a cause or an explanation for how you feel, and if you're feeling bad, it just kind of melts it away. You understand why it's happening, so you're not panicking and freaking out and applying it to the rest of your life just because you're feeling down that day. A bit of self-understanding and pattern recognition goes a long way to helping you never really feel those long-term depression feelings again. You start to be able to explain your way out of things. Even if it is a big issue, you can explain it, you can make changes because you're aware of your own mind and your own character, and you're able to see the truth and not just react emotionally. So I hope that helped me a lot. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I write a weekly newsletter. These topics are basically born from the newsletter. So it's a 3 or 4 minute read. It comes to your email, it's free, and you can sign up below. But if you prefer videos, then they come out on YouTube every week as well, going forward. So yeah, thanks again.